Hello and welcome. I'm a specialist in modern hospitality operations, and I'm really pleased to welcome all of you from the Europe Hotel School to this essential training. Today we're going to tackle something incredibly important: how you, at the front desk, can take the absolute chaos of an emergency and bring it under control with effective, decisive action. This idea, it's the core of everything we're about to cover. You see, in a crisis, time stops being just the ticking of a clock. Every single second becomes a lifeline for your guests and for your team. The decisions you make in a split second can literally change everything. It's a huge responsibility, and our goal is to get you ready for it. All right, so here's our roadmap. We're going to walk through 5 critical stages. First up, we'll talk about time and why it's a lifeline. Then we'll build that solid foundation of preparedness. After that, we'll dive into how to take command when the pressure is on, how to coordinate action, and finally, how to look at the aftermath and learn from it. So let's jump right into our first principle, the lifeline of time. To really get a handle on the stakes, you have to ask yourself, what is it about a hotel that makes an emergency so unique? And why does every single second matter so much? Well, for one thing, the range of what can go wrong is just huge. It could be anything from a guest having a heart attack to a fire alarm going off, a flood, or even dealing with an aggressive person. You just never know. And every single one of these demands that you react instantly and correctly. There's just no room for hesitation.
Now this right here, this is the real enemy. Panic. It's what takes a bad situation and makes it a catastrophe. It completely clouds your thinking, makes simple tasks feel impossible, and it spreads like wildfire. Our entire mission, with all this training, is to stop panic before it ever gets a chance to take hold.
And that brings us perfectly to our second section, the foundation. You know, the outcome of an emergency isn't really decided in the heat of the moment. It's decided by the work you put in long before anything ever happens. This preparation, this is the bedrock of any successful response.
Okay, these 4 points are completely non-negotiable. And notice the words here. Know, memorize, locate, understand. These are not things you have time to look up in a binder when alarms are blaring. This information has to be right there at the front of your mind, ready to go the second you need it.
So here's the bottom line. Preparedness can't just be something you read in a manual. It has to be practiced over and over until it becomes pure muscle memory. When that alarm goes off, you don't want to have to think. You need to be able to just act, instinctively and correctly. All right, now we're putting ourselves right in the middle of it. An emergency is happening. This is where real leadership is forged. It's where a well-trained team can push back against that natural pull towards chaos and really maintain order. This chart really shows the 2 paths an emergency can take. On the one side, you've got panic. People shouting different things, rumors flying around. It just creates confusion and fear. But on the other side, you have control. A single, clear voice giving confirmed facts and simple, direct instructions. That's what creates safety. And leadership is what makes all the difference. And what's so powerful about this is that it gets to the heart of your role. Your tone of voice is literally a tool. Even if things are really serious, a calm, steady voice tells everyone that someone is in control. It gives them a sense of psychological safety that helps them stay calm and follow directions. This is the absolute golden rule of crisis communication. Guessing and speculating, that's just fuel for the fire of panic. Your guests don't need your theories on what might be happening. They need simple, clear directions based only on what you know for sure. Saying, please move calmly toward this exit is a million times better than saying, I think there might be a fire somewhere upstairs. Okay, so we've got clear command, but how does the team actually get everything done? Well, it all comes down to a clear, pre-planned division of labor. This is what stops important tasks from being missed and saves those precious seconds we keep talking about. See, when everyone knows their exact job before an incident happens, the team just clicks into place like a well-oiled machine. There's no, who's calling 911 or did someone grab the first aid kit? When roles are clear, things get done fast. When they're blurry, you lose valuable time. A huge part of this coordinated response is making sure we identify and help the people who need it most. And this isn't about slowing things down. It's actually about making the evacuation safer and smoother for everyone. Protecting our most vulnerable guests is a critical part of a successful and, frankly, a humane response.
So, the immediate danger is over. Everyone is safe. But your job isn't done. The recovery phase is just as important. This is where you build trust with your guests and where you make your team even stronger for the future.
This timeline kind of shows how the response evolves. Right away, it's all about people, offering water, a calm word, a place to sit. A few hours later, it shifts to detailed paperwork, which is crucial. Then, in the days that follow, a personal call can make a world of difference to a guest. And finally, that team debrief. That's where the real growth happens.
I really love this quote. You have to look at every single incident, no matter how small, as a chance to learn. What did we do right? Where were the bottlenecks? Could we have communicated better? Having an honest conversation about what happened is how a good team becomes a great one.
And really, this is what it all boils down to. Yes, the technical skills, knowing the procedures, how the fire panel works, that's all vital. But at the end of the day, it's the team's composure, your calm resilience under fire. That's what truly determines the outcome. It's what your guests will remember long after the alarm has stopped ringing. So we'll end with this question, and it's for each of you to think about personally. It's one thing for the hotel to have a plan written down somewhere. It's a completely different thing for you as a leader to be mentally and emotionally ready to lead your team through it. So think about that, because when that moment comes, your own readiness will be the anchor in the storm. Thank you.